very good morning to you watching Westnile Television. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Today happened to be Thursday, 27th of July 2023. My name is Denis Oringi. Welcome aboard, and we appreciate you very much for joining us this morning. Wherever you are catching the show live from, we thank you very much. And those who are catching us live within Arua City, we appreciate you and we thank you for joining us this morning. And those catching us live from that is the district of Madiokolo, good morning. Thank you. Those in Obongi, thank you very much for waking up together with Westnile Television. Not forgetting my brothers and sisters who are in Moyo and Ajumani. Thank you very much for joining us. Not forgetting those who are catching us live from the capital, Juba, that is in South Sudan. Thank you. I know life is moving on well on the other side, and also we thank you very much for being alive, and we thank God for His protection and His guidance, and also His blessings upon us. And those who are catching us live within the Greater Lur sub-region, that is according to my personal, demarcation. Dan mutia kanena kuri district mi pakwash afo ai muku gwen pinino matin jumutie indebike wai nenedi dan mi paida zombo wafoyo ai mamu ngeunia ya wotia kan wutu maber wafo rut mongo pigwak mapare man karashelo ko kon ma wanwango kudi bange medra sukani penju pikon enini epien wotie ngom eni wotie ngom mako bedu kare mi sendra ka mako bedu kare minwango kai sendringo bedu ko kare minwango donga fof do ko fof yu sheke tish ma bashu mutia kan temo tish ma tung ulebe ba tung ma utia kan temo. Those catching us live within Asholi sub-region show nini kudeko pinino matin atingo kareman ni fui mana mera watching ya itikana Westnile Television channel angwena bera bero mana niki start time ka shell ki zukus channel tongwena bera dek atingo kareman mi fui show mamegi tamani demo intik what my bag tung bore Julie Kenyo. Okay, those catching us live from the Bunyoro sub-region, and thank you, the Bunyoro region, thank you very much for joining us this morning, not forgetting other regions, so we thank you, and we do appreciate you very much, and continue watching Westnile Television, and allow me to also appreciate you for really being alive this morning, and we thank God for His protection. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that I am here to give you a breadth of every information that you need to know. And you have to know that currently the IGG has launched investigation into the matter where the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited was able to use apparently 1 billion Uganda shillings to employ around 30 workers to work, and so 1 billion was used. Oh my God, what a very huge amount of money right there that was, according to IGG, was fraudulently used. And so that is the level of corruption in our country, Uganda. And I've been asking myself what needs to be done to fight corruption, because they had the President of the Republic of Uganda in 2019, I beg to be corrected, was able to launch anti-corruption work. And it is today that I'm still asking the government will to really fight corruption, because we have seen those who have been implicated in corruption scandals. They are they're left free to enjoy their money that they have stolen from the government of the Republic of Uganda, and this money is meant for the wananchi of this country as far as service delivery is concerned. So what should be done? Because this is a conversation that should not really stop here. And this is not the first time that somebody is making mention of corruption in our country, Uganda, from different government ministries, departments, and agencies and local governments that we do have. If you interest yourself in the Auditor General's report, and I know that we have just concluded the financial year 2020 to 2023, and we're in another financial year 2023-2024. And remember, the previous financial year, the government of the Republic of Uganda was able to put aside over, that is 40 trillion in as far as the budget of the financial year 2022-2023 is concerned. And by 30th of December, we shall be able to see how government of the Republic of Uganda, through its ministries, departments, and agencies and local governments that we do have were able to spend this money. And this will be reflected in the Auditor General's report. And the Office of the Auditor General is busy now working on the reports. And by December 30th, we shall be able to get the, the report for the financial year 2020 to 2023. And remember, we have started the financial year 2023-2024, and government is planning to spend 52.7 trillion. That is in Ugandan shillings. And so around the 26 trillion should really come from the local revenue, and different ministries, departments, and agencies of government and local governments have been allocated some huge amount of money that is supposed to be used in this particular financial year. And so if we are to start from the district levels that we do have, the local governments that we do have, and look at the level of service delivery, I have to tell you that we are still doing badly in terms of service delivery. And this really calls for a really collective efforts and joint efforts to say that the money that is being appropriated at the parliament level, the money reaches the local person in terms of service delivery. And so that is my point of concern this morning. The level of corruption in this country, what needs to be done to fight corruption in our country, Uganda. Get to our comment section and you should be able to drop your comments in regards to that. Your opinions are really very important in shaping the conversations and the the service delivery in our country, Uganda, because we cannot continue burying our heads in the sand and thinking that all is well when some few individuals continue to enrich themselves using the public fund, yet this money is supposed to go to really provide services to the people at the grassroots level. And so if you are to traverse different regions that we have in our country, Uganda, you will still find out that some regions are doing well compared to some regions. And you ask yourself, what could be the matter? As people of West Nile, there are a number of issues that we continue to ask government for. And when you go to other regions, you'll find that those regions are doing well. What we, the people in West Nile, we are asking, they do have. And the question here is, why is it that we are not having? That also comes back to leadership that we do have. And so how are our leaders, sitting down to convince, government of the Republic of Uganda to have certain things delivered for the people of this particular region? And so that is where I get a little bit concerned. So I have been telling you that you need to get to understand the budget of your sub-county. If you do not know the budget of your sub-county and also the procurement plan of your sub-county, what the sub-county intends to procure, what kind of implementation they're going to do, then I have to challenge you this morning. Get interested, and we shall be able to do things together. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that yesterday a team from that is African Development Bank, together with a team from the Ministry of Local Government, were able to go to Nebi, that is municipality. Remember, Nebi municipality is going to be one of the municipalities that we do have that are going to benefit from the MATIF. That is MATIF 3. That is according to the information that we have been able to gather yesterday from Nebi municipality. So the 32 billion, market project that is supposed to be undertaken by the African Development Bank together with the Ministry of Local Government is supposed to be constructed in Nebi municipality. And so yesterday, the team from African Development Bank came around to do their final validation and also speaking to the vendors to understand whether it is worth constructing Nebi main market to benefit the farmers that we do have in Nebi municipality, and together with the people who also do trade with across Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, because Nebi municipality, where it is located, is just a few kilometers away from that is Democratic Republic of Congo. And so currently, as I talk, the number of registered vendors from Nebi municipality main market, there are over 1,000 vendors who have been registered. Now, if you add up with the number of vendors who have not yet registered formally, you'll find that Nebi main market has got around 2,000 vendors that currently majority do not have sheds where they can really sit and sell their produce or their goods that they are really selling in the main market. And so currently where the main market sits, it sits on a 2-acre land. And so the African Development Bank will be able to put around 32 billion for the construction of the Nebi main market. And so currently, yesterday, the team from African Development Bank were able to check on the relocation site where the municipality has really given for the relocation of the vendors to pave way for the construction of the main market. And so the residents of Nebi municipality are waiting for the report and the final report that will be delivered by the African Development Bank, because they were able to come physically to ascertain the level of preparation by Nebi municipality in regards to the project that will be implemented in the municipality in as far as the construction of the main market is really concerned. And so it's going to be a magnificent, multi-billion, main market. And I have been told that it will be at the standard of Arua City main market. And we remember Arua main market was constructed under that is Matif, a project that cost around a very good billion of money. Over 30 billion was spent on Arua main market. And also remember, Nebi municipality is also looking forward to really putting up a magnificent that is taxi pack and also bus pack right there. And so for a time being, as we are waiting for the start of the work and also advertisement of the contract of constructing Nebi main market, I think currently the ground has been cleared for the vendors to relocate to the 2.5 acres land that will be hosting the vendors who have been at the main market. I think that is a good news for the people of Nebi municipality and for the people of Greater Nebi, that if Nebi main market is fully constructed, this will really change the household income status of the people of Greater Nebi, and also the job opportunities will be given to our people, and also together with government programs will be able to improve through revenue collections that will be collected from the main market. And so the three major pillars in regards to the construction of the main market in Nebi municipality. One, improving household income for the people who live in Nebi and also those in Greater Nebi as well. Two, the market will be able to provide job opportunities for our young people who are currently unemployed, and together with that is improving the revenue collection for Nebi municipality. And for the three major issues in regards to the construction of the main market should be looked into seriously. And so we love to appreciate very much the leadership of the municipality, the Member of Parliament for Nebi municipality, Honorable Hashim Suleiman, together with the Mayor and also other leaders. We thank you very much for your cooperation, for your a wise decision that you had taken quick to say that the team from the African Development Bank comes to validate the construction of the Nebi main market right there. And so that is what I need to tell you. And you have to know that Nebi main market currently that is sitting on a 2-acre land. So it was constructed way back in 1990. 9 around there. And so I think it has been quite a long time. And some of the structures are dilapidated already. And the roof of the structures that we do have at the main market seems to have really worn out. And so when the market is constructed, this will really be able to give great support to our farmers and also to the market vendors who are in Nebi municipality. So that is something I felt it is important that I should be able to bring to your attention right this morning for you. And so that is what you need to know right there from Nebi municipality. All right, coming back to Arua City, you have to know that currently there is a very big issue between the Central Division and Arua City over the collection of revenue at that is the new taxi park that was constructed way back in 2018. You have to know that before the construction of the taxi park, the landlord is the landlord then was Arua municipality, and it was the Arua Hill division then that was collecting revenue from the taxi park. And so when a government through that is USMID Uganda support to municipal infrastructure development, put around 28 billion for the construction of the new taxi park. by that time, the people, the tenants who were at the new taxi park were having their 2 years remaining for them to complete their 20 years, MOU that they signed with the municipality then. And so when the new taxi park was completed, you have to know that the vendors were able to sign the memorandum of understanding with the city authority for the 2 years. And so the 2 years elapsed in 2020. So from 2020 to 2022, you have to know that another agreement was signed in regards to who are supposed to occupy the lockups that were really put up at the new taxi park. And so what is coming through is that currently, as I do talk, the vendors who are really occupying some of the lockups at the new taxi park, they have come out to lash at the manner in which they are being treated, and they have realized that there are two landlords that are really managing the new taxi park. The first landlord is the Arua City Authority being the first landlord. Then the second landlord are the people who signed memorandum of understanding with Arua City, and these are people who are like middlemen between those that are occupying the lockups and the city authority. And so what happens is that according to the memorandum of understanding signed between the tenants and the landlords, that is Arua City, they are supposed to be remitting 200,000 to 300,000, depending on the the size of the lockups that has been given to you. And so we have realized that instead of these tenants occupying these lockups, what they have done, they have sublet the lockups to other people. And so what they do, they charge according to their reserve price that they want. And so currently, as I do talk, there are people who are paying around 500,000 for a lockup at the new taxi park, in which this is illegal according to our findings and our interviews with different people, different leaders. We have realized that there are people who have taken advantage of the mess currently in Arua City. They have become landlords, and what they do is that since they signed memorandum of understanding with Arua City, they give the 200 to Arua City, and then the 300 remains in their pocket. Meanwhile, the other person who is currently occupying the lockups suffers the loss. And so what needs to be done? And so according to the city clerk, he decided to write to the central division that is supposed to take full charge of the management of the new taxi park to make sure that the tenants who have occupied the lockups at the new taxi park should be able to remit their money using the IRAS, IRAS directed to the account of the central division, and then this is really monitored properly. Unlike in the previous years when these tenants were really made to deposit the monies that they were really paying in terms of rent at the for the lockups at the new taxi park to a general account that was opened by Arua City at the DFCU Bank here in Arua City. And so these have raised a number of accountability questions, and the councillors of central divisions should be able to sit together with the councillors of Arua City. And so according to the Local Government Act and according to the new Market Act that has been assigned by the President of the Republic of Uganda, it says different things. And so these issues need to be harmoniously resolved. If not resolved, this will really spark a lot of issues in Arua City. And so I call upon the leadership of Arua City and the leadership of the Central Division should be able to sit together and harmonize this. If they do not harmonize, it is going to cause a lot of problem, because currently, according to those that have occupied, those tenants who are at the Arua new taxi park, they are saying that they have stayed for 1 month without power, and the person that was charged with the responsibility of providing power for the tenants who have occupied the lockups at the new taxi park, the contractor who has been given the contract of giving power to the tenants seem not to be fulfilling his obligation, and this has raised a number of queries, because the tenants are saying they have given their money for power, but they have never enjoy the power at the new tax pack. As I talk right now, the refrigerators that at the new taxi park are not working. And so if you want to take cold water at the new taxi park, it is going to be quite unfortunate for you because the power there is not working. And also this has affected number of businesses of the people who are really doing at the new taxi park. And so the city authority, the city executive committee, and also the central division executive committee members, please, you need to have the joint executive committee meeting to harmonize this. If not, you have to know that this is going to cause a lot of issues here in Arua City. And so I really challenge the city authority and also the central division authority, please, you need to sit and harmonize this because the law is very clear that it is the division that is responsible for the collection of the local revenue, and they have to remit using the IRAS. And so as the city division, the city authority, you have to know that you have to remit the 50% back to the division after the collection of the revenue. And so out of the 50%, you have to know that the 15% should be used for the maintenance of the facilities that the division is really collecting revenue from. And this also implies with what we have currently with the main market of Arua City, as you do know that one of the contractors that never got the opportunity to collect local revenue from the main market after, becoming the highest bidder has taken Arua City Authority to the Uganda, to the PPDA, tribunal, and I have been told that the hearing should have been this week, and so we shall be able to wait for the report in regards to that. And so currently, as I talk, it is a little bit unclear who is collecting revenue from the main market according to the Market Act, as amended right there for you. And so get interested to understand that the Market Act that we do have right there for you. And so these are some of the issues that we have in Arua City in regards to local revenue collection, a couple with the mess that we have in the city, looking at the street vending that continues to take a center stage in Arua City, and also unnecessary parking by those who went to school, not to the school. It's quite unfortunate that those who are really causing mess in Arua City are people who went to school, not to the school. If I told they had gone to the school, I would really, sympathize with them. But these people who have gone to school and they claim to be, educated, seem not to be understanding how to run a very small city called Arua City. And so if we are very confused to that level, that we who have gone to school, we are so confused to that level. Now, what happens to those who did not go to school? Because I thought that for us who have gone to school, we should be able to show good examples to these one who have not gone to school. You find people are having double parking in some of the streets that are not supposed to be for parking. And somebody, moves out majestically out of his car, and the person thinks that, he drives a car, a car, and then you can't really behave like that, causing mess, total mess in the city. And the leadership sits in their offices and they don't care whether to clean up the city. I love what other leaders are really doing in other cities that we do have in this country, Uganda. They're really proactive and they're pro-development. If they say no for certain thing, it remains no, and the enforcement is really very serious. And that is what we want to see in Arua City in regards of cleaning up the city. For your example, for your information, if you have been to other cities apart from Kampala, Kampala is messy. And for me, I would not say Kampala is the capital city even of our country, Uganda, because of the mess that we do have. If you are to compare Nakuru, that is in Kenya, with Kampala city, capital city, you really say that as a country, Uganda, we are doing badly in terms of development and organizing ourselves. So as a country, we still look so disorganized that we are supposed to get down and get to reorganize ourselves. Get to go downtown Kampala, you will really think that it is not a capital city. And so how can we reorganize ourselves? And it all comes right from our brain. Everything is here. And so if we are disorganized in our brain, everything becomes disorganized. And so this goes to the leadership that we do have in this country and also in these cities that we do have. We need to really carefully, implement certain things without fear or favor. The problem that we do have is that sometimes we are being affected by the political wing of this country. Somebody will be telling you that these are my voters, so don't touch them. And so this causes a lot of, disorganization that we're witnessing. And for how long shall be disorganized to that level? And that means that our great-great-grandchildren who will come after us will also be very, very disorganized, because we have really been disorganized since time memorial. And how can we reorganize ourselves and become organized? when you get to the streets of Arua City and you see the way people are really, managing garbage, it is really so disheartening. And so what should we do as members of the public? It all starts from us. And so we need to be responsible. I like the school motto of one of the schools that we have here in Arua City, that is Mvara Secondary School. Be responsible and sensible. You understand? So once you're sensible, you will be responsible. And when you're responsible, you become sensible. Can we try to adopt that, school motto? Be sensible and responsible. So if you're sensible, then you are responsible. If you are not sensible, then you are not responsible. And those words describe the kind of leadership that we do have here in the city. And so it seems that we are not really sensible and responsible in as far as managing our own city is concerned. I do not know. Maybe they want somebody to come from America to come and tell them that, look here, this is not how you're supposed to run this particular thing. Try to do this. The street lights at the Enyao Road that was constructed under USMI, currently as I talk, the street lights are not working, and we have leaders who even drive through these roads and don't care of replacing the street lights. Yet we collect billions of money as local revenues from the facilities, government facilities that we do have here in the city. Go to some of the streets, you will not even feel like using the street because of this organization that we do have. The big trucks that are supposed to use a different road seem to not even bother of the newly constructed roads for them. And so that is what we need to look into. And so I challenge the leadership of Arua City, please, we'll have to wake up because you have a lot to do in regards to cleaning up the city. I don't want to be a politician now, but my work is to let you know what is wrong and what members of the public do say in regards to the disorganization that we do have. Look at the current road maintenance that is currently going on. You find that they're just trying to create more dust. Thank God that God was able to listen to the cry of the poor people who continue to consume this dust each and every time. And that you have to get rain to really settle the dust. And thank God for that. The dust that we have in the city, more especially from the roads that are being maintained, the dust has been settled. And so we really challenge those that are responsible for the road maintenance. Please let us get away from the way of maintaining road under municipality. We are already in the city. Can we have proper road maintenance? It's not about spending the money that has been allocated for road. It is about the quality of the work that we should really be able to have. And this goes to all the districts that we do have in Western region. If you're maintaining the roads using the Uganda Road Fund, you better maintain, a few kilometers of road, and the road should be very, very properly maintained. Other than, rushing to go and open roads this side, trying to, create more dust that you're maintaining road, that is not completely. And so let us try to do quality work. I would love to see out of this little money that has been allocated for road maintenance, if this money can be properly used for maintaining even a few kilometers of road, so long as the road is well maintained with the first class maram put on that road, that is perfect. For those in Zambia, ward, try to move around, and a wintry word in Zambia here, try to use the roads, the streets, that have been, worked on under the Uganda Road Funds, given to Arua City for road maintenance, and you see the quality of work that have been done. This makes you question the issues to do with the money used for maintaining this road, whether the allocated money has been properly used. And so let's get to that, and we get to understand that people need quality service, not just kwara service. My name is Denis Oringi, and it's KOKOLIRIKO Live on Westnile Television. For us, what we do is check and balance, and we tell you what we have seen is not right, using the journalistic eye. And I'm telling you this morning that some of the projects that are being undertaken by government in this country should be properly followed, and proper accountability questions need to be asked to check and balance issues to do with the service delivery implementation that we have in our country. This is all for the good of the citizens of this country, not for the good of some few individuals who are at the center of the power and at the center of the distribution of the resources right here. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we still have more for you this morning. I'll be diving into what we have in the dailies this morning, Daily Monitor and the New Vision, and what are some of the stories that are really making headlines in our country, Uganda. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A brand new Global Star TV with StarTime's Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTime's antenna and satellite signal. With StarTime's Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTime's highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTime's Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. You're still watching KOKOLIRIKO live on Westnile Television. My name is Denis Oringi. All right, before I dive into the dailies that we do have this morning, allow me to let you know that the kind of mess that we are witnessing in Arua City in regards to the giveaway of the PDM money need to be corrected. Up to 8 p.m., you still see the beneficiaries of the parish development model crowding at the banks that we do have here in Arua City, more especially the banks that are really responsible for the giving of the money to the beneficiaries. Yesterday, 8 p.m. to 9, vendors, the parish development model beneficiaries, we're still at the different banks that we do have. Can we try to come out with a proper mechanism of disbursing this money to the beneficiaries of the PDM? Because I am now trying to smell, the rat in this kind of thing. Remember, these are villagers who come from different villages that we do have in Western sub-region, more especially from the districts that do not have commercial banks, and they have to move to Arua City to be served, as far as the disbursement of the PDM money is really concerned. And so we have people who come all the way from Madiokolo, all the way from Arua district, Logiri, all the way from Marevo, all the way from, Ofaka, all the way from that is Bondo, coming to Arua City to access their PDM money. But these people start staying from morning up to night waiting for the PDM money. Why can we have a proper mechanism of distributing this money to this beneficiary? Why can't this bank move out of the city and go to the beneficiaries where they are located? Because we are talking about parish development model, not city development model. And so why don't we go to the parishes where these beneficiaries are? and we do the transactions with them right from the grassroots where they are. I think that could work out. Other than having our mothers suffering from morning up to sunset, and the cost that they incur in accessing this money is even more than the money that they will even be able to get at the end of the day. Why can't we really help to really solve this mess up? Because this is a total mess. Having a mother with a child at the back from 7 a.m. in the morning up to 9 p.m. and this mother and the child, they have not eaten something throughout the day and they are waiting for the money. And at the end of the day, they don't get the money as well. You understand? And so I think for the parish development model to do more good than harm, we need to sit down and harmonize this issue of people crowding at different commercial banks till late night waiting for the PDM money. And I know those who sit at the cabinet. Help me have a conversation with His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda on modalities that can be adopted in regards to the distribution of this money. And I have the members of parliament who come from this region. I'm speaking this because I have witnessed and I've seen with my eye that the manner in which people crowd at different commercial banks cause insecurity, not only to the banks, even to those who go to the banks to wait for their money, the PDM money. Why don't we go down to these beneficiaries at the parish level and we try to do transactions together with them right there? If it is the paperwork issue, can we carry our printers? Can we carry our computers? Because internet in Uganda, you can now put internet anywhere you want to go. If you have your laptop, you can do transactions wherever you go. I like what the guys of that is Sage are doing, giving money to the elderly people. They go down to the parish level, and then the elders gathered at the parish level, and then they get their money. And I've never had any problem. Almost now coming to 10 years that the Sage program has been in existence. I've never heard of issues surrounding the giveaway of money to the beneficiaries of Sage program here in West Nile, in regards to giving them money at their at the parish level. And so I think this PDM Secretariat, I know Dennis Galawuzi, you might be listening to me and watching me this morning. If the PDM Secretariat can really sit down and harmonize on the modality of giving away the money to the beneficiaries, that will be a very good one. It might not be the case in Kampala, for those who are in Kampala, but you come to Arua in West Nile and you see the manner in which people gathered at different commercial banks that have been entrusted with that work of distributing monies to the PDM beneficiaries. You will not believe yourself. And so we need to really sit down and harmonize. If not, we are causing insecurity to ourselves, and we need to be a little bit very vigilant. As somebody who has been, trained when it comes to issues to do with security in this country, allow me to tell you that when we have people gather around commercial banks late in the night, that is a very big threat and insecurity to the commercial banks, because not all those that you see at the commercial banks are beneficiaries of PDM. You understand? They are thugs who also disguise as beneficiaries. And what they do is to snatch, to steal, property belonging to these PDM beneficiaries, who are majority the villagers who come to this town in order for them to have access to the PDM money. And so these need to be taken seriously. If you don't want to listen to what I'm telling you, you can just switch off. But let me tell you that afterwards, don't blame any other person, because I've told you what I always see. And I always have interactions with these people on what they go through. Some do not even eat, because when they're leaving their homes, they have that hope that they will be going back with money, in which the money is for improving your household income. But it's quite unfortunate that when these people get this money, they are in the city. And so they cannot leave the city without buying even maize. So they have to use part of the money for buying maize for them to chew, so that they can have energy to go back home. And that tells you how this money is being used. You understand? And so that is what I say I should really be able to bring to your attention in regards to what we are seeing in as far as the implementation of the PDM is concerned here in Arua City in Western Sub-Region. quite unfortunate that many of the districts that we do not have commercial banks. And so the residents of these districts have to move to a rural city where we have a number of the commercial banks that have been charged with the responsibility of distributing this money to the beneficiaries of the parish. And so that is something that it is important that I should be able to bring to your attention this morning. All right, let's dive to what we have in the Daily Monitor this morning for your information. You can as well get yourself a copy of these papers, the Daily Monitor, the New Vision, and you'll be able to get the big headlines that we do have in these papers right there. And so from the Daily Monitor this morning, according to what I have here, is that issues to do with Ugandan doctors. You have to know it is something that is so serious that you need to know right this morning from the Daily Monitor. And so what we have this morning is that members of parliament to discuss government plan on LC polls as House resumes today. And so parliament will be resuming today with their businesses. And so remember, the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Anita Among, last week suspended parliamentary proceedings because of the failure by the government to really present appropriate budget for organizing LC polls right there for you. Government of the Republic of Uganda tabled 57 billion for organizing that is the LC1 chairperson's election. This angered the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, who suspended Parliament and says that is until the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda present a report in regards to this. So this is something that you need to know, that a government of the Republic of Uganda will be presenting a report in regards to the 57 billion that is supposed to be used for organizing LC1 chairperson's election. The Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda has not been within the country. We can see, we were able to see her, visiting, that is a Pope in Vatican in Rome, where the Pope sits and stays, that is in Vatican. And so she got the opportunity to greet the Pope of the Pope of the Catholic Church. And we would really say that the highest person in the Catholic hierarchy right there for you. And so I think it was our first time to greet the Pope and also receive blessing from the Pope, apart from the Jumbala blessings that we always receive via TV or maybe physically when he comes around. And so that is something that you need to know. And so Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, will be she's back already in the country, and so today she will be able to give report in regards to the LC polls that we're supposed to have in our country, Uganda. And you have to know that after 17 years of not having election, Uganda had LC1 chairperson's election in 2018. And so from 2018 to 2023, we're supposed to have another election of the LC1 chairpersons in this country, together with the executives and also LC2 chairpersons. And so according to the cabinet that sat on Monday, they were able to say that they have given 6 months to the LC1 chairperson, the current one, to continue working as government works out to see what need to be done in regards to organizing the election right there for you. So that is something that you need to know. And so members of parliament will be discussing the government plan on LC polls as House resumes today. And so for those who have access to follow proceedings at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, get interested in this at exactly 2 p.m. Parliament session will be resuming right there. And so you'll be able to hear the discussion that will be taking place right there for you. And so the plenary is set to resume today, a week after it was adjourned, since died by Speaker Anita Among, who asked government to provide a definitive position on the local council leaders elections since the tenure of the current ones expired on July 10th. So the resumption of the plenary was communicated through the Parliament's Directorate of Communication and Public Affairs that runs the House Affair official Twitter handle before the order papers was issued. And so that is what you need to know. So you have to know that last week, Speaker Among adjourned House just about an hour after she had commenced, proceedings. Prior to this, she heard, repeatedly asked the government side to prepare and table specific decisions that would inform the government's next move local council leaders. So the Attorney General, that is Kirowa Chiwanuka, on Tuesday, appeared before the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, where he reported that Cabinet directed elections of LC1 and LC2 be delayed for another month. And so Chirowa also indicated that Cabinet, had decided to extend the tenure of the administration in the said positions, since organizing for the same polls would require a minimum of 3 months. And so according to him, the details would be contained in a statutory instrument number 63 of 2003, the local government amendment of the third schedule instrument that will be tabled by the Minister for Local Government. Details of today's order paper indicates that the House is slated to commence at 10 a.m. in the morning with the council elections listed as items number 4. In an interview with this publication, the Vice Chairperson of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee that interfaced with the Chirowa on the matter, Yusuf Mutembuli, welcomed the government decision right there. So we wait for the discussion that will be taking place. So at exactly 10 a.m. in the morning, the House will be able to resume and discussing LC1, LC2 Chairperson's election is fourth on the order paper. And so let's continue with the conversation and to get to understand what we have in our country, Uganda. So away from the issues to do with the Parliament resuming with its businesses today, you have to know that more stories we have this morning. Police commanders ordered to enforce Museveni ban on Shaku is what you need to know right there, that the police commanders ordered to enforce Museveni ban on Shaku. You have to know that police has issued a directive to all territorial commanders to combat illegal export of timber and destructive, Shaku production, dealing and transportation with immediate effect. According to the forces, the spokesperson Freddie Nango, the directive is in line with the presidential ban on the unsustainable harvesting of trees for timber, and that is veneer exports. And so quoting him saying that all our territorial commanders have with immediate effect been tasked to combat the illegal export of timber, destructive charcoal production, dealing and transportation in close coordination with the support teams from NFA, Customs, Ministry of Trade, local governments and other sister security agencies. And Nanga said in Wednesday's statement right there. This is not the first time that we are hearing this, where the police commanders are being instructed to really enforce the executive order right there. I am waiting to see the number of the trucks that will be impounded by West Nile Regional Police commanders that we do have here. And I will be interested in counting the number of trucks, because this is not the first time that we are hearing about the police commanders instructed to really enforce some of the directives that are really issued by the President of the Republic of Uganda. I am eagerly waiting to see the number of vehicles that will be impounded, because I have known West Nile for that we have number of trucks leaving West Nile sub-region with the tree products, with the timbers or shaku and also logs that are being transported across this country. And I have been told that these logs end up in China. And so there are some people who are making killings out of these tree products that we do have in Western sub-region. Let me tell you for your information, if you have ever been to Pakwach, Alui area, Nyaravur, that is not how that area used to be like that in the past. The Alui area used to be covered with a thick, forest cover, big trees. But where are the big trees? Where are the trees that used to be at the forest reserves that we do have? They have gone. And who transported them? Those who have money in this country, those who are well placed in this country, leaving the vulnerable community at the mercy of their creator. You understand? And so I believe that this will be taken seriously. I've really traveled a lot. I've crossed Pakwach. Sometimes I don't see trucks impounded with timber products at that is the URA, the custom or office there at Pakwach. What you see, this motorcycle belongs to the poor Ugandans who are trying to make ends meet. But vehicles belonging to the rich people who are really dealing in the tree products from Western sub-region are not being impounded. What do you know? They have money. And so when a police officer stops them, maybe a custom officer stops them, what happens? Yeah, afande shida gani? Unataka nini? Unataka chakula, unataka nini? Kamata kitu. Kamata kitu kidogo hii. Wacha niendelee na gari yangu. Wacha niendelee na vitu mimi niko kubeba nyumba yangu. And so that is it. That is it. There was a time I traveled in the night with one of the trucks carrying forest products, and so at different checkpoints, and at that time it was still during the time that the issue of curfew and restriction of COVID-19 was still very strict. Then you see the driver will just jump down with some peppers and tell officers, Afande, Shidagani, so shida iko pesa. So what else do you want? So you find these people, they just bribe these officers, and what happens? They move on, and you find that these trucks reaching Kampala safely. And after Kampala, because they are carrying logs for export, these logs are really carried away to Kenya and run from Kenya. The logs find their ways to China. Somebody's making killings out of this. And by the way, for your information, the people who are dealing in this are not this character like Denis, Oringi, and the rest. The people who are well placed in this government. The people who have money. Because they have money and they can afford trucks. And they can afford to secure their future through the different checkpoints that we do have. I am waiting to see that force that will be used by the commanders that have been really instructed to enforce. So let's wait. But as members of the public, let us help police commanders who have been instructed to notify them, alert them, go to Mount K and see what has happened to Mount K. We no longer have those trees that used to, help in rain formation. Mount K is now bare without big trees. You cannot see even the other side of South Sudan. And what happened to those trees that were at Mount K Reserve? I shed tears when I talk about environment, and I shed tears when I see how people suffer from the action, more especially from the actions of those who have money, not from the actions of the poor people. But because those who have money makes the poor people more poorer, the poor people should continue to be in their poverty and cut down trees for them. In Mariokol, there are people who come and rent square miles. And they cut down the trees mercilessly because they don't belong to that area. Their work is to clear the trees, burn charcoal, transport them out of the region, go sell in Kampala, and they use the money for building bungalows in Kampala. While for those who have been able to rent out their land for charcoal business, they continue to live in abject poverty. The problem continues and continues. No rainfall. I've just been to Nebi yesterday. I was surprised that here in Arua we were able to receive some drizzle. In Nebi, nothing. Mariukolo, nothing. Very dry, very hot. Hot air. You understand? So, I challenge the police commanders, please. Remember, you have just been newly promoted. If you want another promotion, do your work diligently. Do your work without fear of it. And don't look at the money. The integrity matters a lot in the work that you do. And that earns you. God will bless you. Because people are destroying God's creation that we are supposed to do. I am waiting to count the number of trucks that will be impounded. And thanks to the commanders that we have in Ajumani, they did their work. Only that they were also frustrated by some individuals. And the trucks were released. Go to Asholi sub-region. The like of the former legislator Dongoto tried his best, together with some local leaders. And we did see, trucks being impounded. And President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni coming out clearly to put out, that is the executive order. And let's continue. Let's protect the environment. This environment is not for us alone, for our great-great-grandchildren who will come after us. If your great-great-grandfathers were able to destroy the environment the way we are destroying now, would we be able to get some of these trees that we are seeing? Would we be enjoying some of the fresh air and also the nice environment that we live in? No. That's why sometimes I say it's not about education. It's all about you, yourself, understanding yourself that you're a human person. And the trees are also living. Sometimes I see education tend to really spoil us a lot. We tend to use the theory that we learn in classroom to think that we know each and everything. Yet we do not know. And our great-great-grandfather who never went even to class, they never sat on any desk, were able to know that the trees along the river banks need to be protected for us to get fresh water. If the four great-great-grandfathers who used to live in this area were able to destroy the trees around River Enya, would we be having this river now serving the great population we have in the city now? For your information, Arua has only a single stream that is providing water for the city. And if you don't protect that water source, where will the city get water from? Look at the growing population that we have in the city here. Try to go to Madiokolo River Ora. We used to have big trees around there. But the trees have gone. Go to Ora in Wadilai. There used to be good trees covering that Ora. The water used to be fresh. Right now, the water is no longer fresh. So let us protect the environment. It is our responsibility. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni only helps us to give the executive order to the commanders and to the responsible authorities. But as individuals at the lowest level, let us start protecting our environment now. And let us continue to be vigilant and report the trucks that are ferrying out logs, bags of charcoal from this way. And the LC system, let us be very vigilant with those who come and rent square miles of land and they destroy the trees that we have on that land. And once you have known of that, please report and take action. We have to protect the environment. So nobody will come from that side to come and tell you, you protect your environment. You take charge of your environment and take charge of your community where you come. Then we shall be good to go. So President Museveni on May 24th issued an 18-page executive order to address pressing issues, including ways to tackle the rampant problem of cattle rustling and environmental damage. And you can get yourself the full executive order in regards to that you will be able to read. So let's be serious. Ugandan doctors to conduct a first-born marrow transplant is what you need to know, and we wish them well. And this sounds a little bit good news for Uganda, so we shall be waiting right then. So the academic exchange and collaboration program being discussed by the three entities will see collaboration and capacity building efforts to improve healthcare, especially in oncology in Uganda. And so the partnership, among others, covers what we call staff skilling and personal exchange between the two institutions and collaborations for healthcare in oncology, leading to improved medical services and clinical care of capacity building in Uganda. And so doctors from Uganda Cancer Institute and scientists from India this week concluded the first-born marrow transplant conference in Kampala. And as the institute prepares to conduct its first-born marrow transplant within 3 years. And so Dr. Nixon Nzima, the head of research and training at Uganda Cancer Institute, said during the conference that transplantation in Uganda would save more lives by increasing access to care, is what you need to know. And that sounds a little bit very good news for our country, Uganda. And so avoid power outages during Kabaka State's coronation, Buganda tells, that is Omeme. And so Omeme has been warned in regards to that, avoid power outages during Kabaka State's coronation, Buganda tells Omeme right there for you. Paul Bakenga, the Archbishop who touched many hearts, may his soul rest in eternal peace, is what you need to know right there. Masaka traders count losses over slow construction on Elgin Street is also another thing that you need to know right there. Court summons UNBS boss over 100 million bribe is also another story that you need to know right there. In our country, for you to secure your job, you have to bribe those in authority, especially those responsible of giving jobs. And so this is what you have to know, what is going currently with UNBS. And so that is what you need to know. And so the Anti-Corruption Court in Kampala has issued criminal summons against the embattled Uganda National Bureau of Standards Executive Director Dr. David Livingstone Mbiru over bribery allegations. Mbiru was on Wednesday afternoon set to appear in the dock at the Colorado-based court to answer charges related to his alleged confessions that he paid 100 million bribe to the National Standards Council members in order to retain his job. However, this did not happen despite the fact that he was driven to the court premises, by officials from the Inspector of Government. In the courtroom, prosecution led by Roger Skinobe sought criminal summons after court heard that he could not appear in the dock because he's still being interrogated. So, as a result, the Chief Magistrate Joan Ashiro issued the criminal summons against Ebiro, who is now expected to appear in the dock on August 8 for a plea taking. Ebiro is cited to have confessed while appearing before the Parliament's Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises to answer accountability questions. According to the charge sheet, Ebiro being employed in public service as an executive director, Uganda National Bureau of Standard between October and December 2022, corruptly offered gratification of shillings 100 million to Charles Masekura as an inducement to secure his job right. Apart from Ebiro, how many Ugandans are really practicing this in our country, Uganda, in order for them to secure their job? As we are securing our future, there are people who are securing their future too, through securing their job. So we have to get to the bottom of everything. You shouldn't really be paying for a job in this country if we have the integrity in us. And we should not be receiving money that people are really giving us because they need jobs. But the problem is we have lost the moral in us. And we pretend that we are men of God and women of God. But what we do is not to portray what God wants us to do. It's quite unfortunate right there. The people who behave in this manner, they are highly respected when it comes to, religious function. And those that are the real believers are left aloof from the table of the religious. So what should we do? I have witnessed this during, Namugongo, Uganda Matters Day. You see the real believers, those who toiled walking from their district to Namugongo, they are really considered, they are put at the periphery. Those that are regarded to be the highly placed men and women of God are given position next to the table of the supper. And they don't go for the supper as well. But the people who go for the supper are the vulnerable Ugandans, are the real believers that are disregarded during such function. This world we are living in, the those who do things rightly will never be appreciated and recognized. Those who continue to lose morals in what they do continue to be regarded and appreciated and recognized wherever they are for any function. And so that is the kind of life we live in. Those that are regarded to be people of integrity, people of moral, are not respected. Those that continue to mingle issues here and there continue to be appreciated. And in that cases, simple how they are handled. They're taken in nice cars, then they're taken inside a very nice room, and then the interrogation goes on, and then you see this person is left just like that. Let them arrest a chicken thief. And you'll see how they will manhandle that chicken thief. You will see how they will really put that chicken thief in the Arapapa, that the local name given to the police vehicle used for arresting people. You push under there, they call it coffin. You push inside the coffin and taken. And the way they interrogate you is different from the way they interrogate somebody who has money. Because during the interrogation, you don't understand the conversation that always goes on with the officer interrogating. Now, the person being interrogated who has money will ask the officer, Afande Shidagani, what is your problem, Afande? And Afande will say, ongea lugha ya shai, and we shall really treat you well. But a chicken thief will not be given that ground to talk. Yours is go direct, your judge, taken to the magistrate will say, direct to government prison, have your sentence. But somebody who has stolen money in Uganda, somebody who has corrupted billions of money in Uganda is not treated like that. A pen thief in Uganda will not be treated like a chicken thief in this country. But they're all thieves. Why do you treat some people, with a lot of respect, but some people you treat them with disrespect? Law should apply to each and every person. And the manner in which you treat the other person should be the same manner you treat the other person. Go to the government prisons we have in this country, Uganda, majority are chicken thieves. But the 10 thieves who steal billions of taxpayers' money are left free. And they continue to build bungalows, drive nice cars. So what should be done? You understand? And this comes back to integrity and moral. It's good that the Office of the President has Directorate of Ethics and Integrity. And we need to do a lot in putting sense, pumping sense in the minds of those who have lost ethics and have lost integrity. They no longer care about any other person. They care about themselves and their people surrounding them. And once we move away from that kind of mentality in this country, we'll have a very nice country to live in, a very perfect country to live in. And so I believe this man will also be handled like the chicken thief, because he's also a thief. And he has also erred. He has also broken the law of this country. And he has to be treated. Let's go for a break, dear viewer. When we come back, we shall have more stories in the new video. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Star TV with StarTime's Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTime's antenna and satellite signal. With StarTime's Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTime's highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTime's Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, you have to know that 21 minutes at the top of the hour of 9 a.m. right here on Westnile Television. My name is Denis Oringi. Let's dive into the new vision and we look into some of the stories that are making headlines in the new vision today, 27th of July 2023. You have to know that septic tank murder that is Oneba's trial resumes today. You have to know that Onebe, 63-year-old and accountant by profession, is accused of killing his wife and later dumping her body in a septic tank. And so the offense of murder elicits a maximum sentence of death upon conviction, is what you need to know. And so this story was one of the stories, I think, in 2020 that this was really a serious one right there. And so the hearing of a case in which businessman Francis Onebe is accused of killing his wife resumes today, July 27th, at the Criminal Division of the High Court in Kampala. And so Justice Michael Elubu, the head of the Criminal Division, is presiding over the case that has so far seen 4 witnesses testify in court. And so in the last court session, the defense lawyers led by Patrick Asamba poked holes in the prosecution case. David Oluka and Joshua Emorut are the other 2 defense lawyers. And so the lawyers are perplexed by the statement made by the investigating officer, Jacob Okello. In his statement, Okello stated that the investigating team picked interest in checking the septic tank since the previous experience had shown that homicide cases of Muyenga and Munyonyo are associated with the bodies being removed from septic tanks. And so following this statement, the defense lawyers put it to Okello. The police officer attached to the criminal investigation directorate. The police officers already knew that the body of the Immaculate Mary Blessing Aiso was in the septic tank. And so the statement you made before a search was conducted at Oneba's home means that you already had a preconceived mind that the body is in the septic tank, as somebody told the witness. Oneba, 63, an accountant by profession, is accused of killing his wife, Aiso, and later dumping her body in a septic tank. The offense of murder elicits a maximum sentence of that is death upon conviction. So the businessman, along with his 26-year-old security guard, Bonnie Oriekot, have spent over 2 years on remand at Luzira prison and being denied bail at trials. So you have to know that on January 6, 2021, Onebe reported the case of his missing wife at the Buziga police post and investigations commenced. And so he claimed that her wife was picked up by a plainclothes operatives traveling in a drone and taken to an unknown destination. A week later, her body was recovered from a septic tank at the couple's residence by the joint security team headed by Crime Investigation Department of the police force. So police preliminary investigations revealed that Onebe and wife Aiso parted ways before reuniting 14 years and formally married until her murder. So that is what you need to know right there. So we wait to get more reports in regards to this trial that surfaced for today's hearing right there in Kampala at the Criminal Division in Kampala right there. And so away from that, on more stories we have from the New Vision this morning is about the issues to do with JEMA. You have to know that the JEMA personally offers time to mediate over the issues that is really eating up the Forum for Democratic Change is what you need to know. Asman Basalirwa, who is the president for the JEMA party, has offered himself to mediate the issues that is really affecting the Forum for Democratic Change, one of the oldest opposition political party that we have in our country, Uganda. And so all of us, we know from the media reports what is currently happening with the Forum for Democratic Change. The 2 factions that have been created, that is the spokesperson for Forum for Democratic Change, and that is the Honorable Samuel Uganda, together with Arias Lukwago, the Lord Mayor for Kampala City. And the other side we see that is the Secretary General of the Forum for Democratic Change, Nathan Nandala Mafabi, together with the party president, that is none other than Patrick Oboya Muriat. And so the 2 camps seem to be having fishing issues that need to be solved. And so Asman Basalirwa, who is the president for JEMA party, says that he's ready to mediate in this matter of the Forum for Democratic Change. And we give him the time to really see what needs to be done and how to harmonize the issues that are really affecting the political party right there for you. And so what is he having? And so you have to know that the internal bickering within the FDC hierarchy in recent weeks has exposed the cracks that one of the leading opposition political parties in Uganda is grappling with. So it is a serious matter. And so you have to know that Justice Forum President Osman Basalirwa has written to his Forum for Democratic Change counterpart Patrick Oboya Muriat over recent developments in the latter political party. So the internal bickering within the Forum for Democratic Change hierarchy in recent weeks has exposed the cracks that one of the leading opposition political parties in Uganda is grappling with. So Bujiri Municipality Member of Parliament Basalirwa said that he, like many other Ugandans, has been keenly following the conflict within the Forum for Democratic Change, and he is concerned I'm quoting from the letter that he wrote to, that is the Forum for Democratic Party President, Patrick Oboya Amuriat. It reads in part, as democracy-seeking forces of change, rule of law, and good governance in Uganda, this state of affairs concerns all of us because the stability of Forum for Democratic Change represents the stability of the entire opposition, given your record in resisting the current undemocratic tendencies in our country, he told Amuriat. So he warned that we risk demobilizing and demoralizing our troops that have stood with us in all knocks and crannies, crosses and vexations under the National Resistance Party. In the premises, I seek your indulgence to have this matter amicably resolved for the good of the struggle and away from the public domain, wrote Baseliro. And so the legislator underlined that he is aware of the internal conflict resolution mechanisms embedded in the political party organizations, but that he seeks to address them by way of mediation to resolve the impasse. Party leader Amuriat and Secretary General Neta Nandala Mafabi are accused of receiving funds from the ruling NRM party allegedly to cause division within the Forum for Democratic Change. Last week, FDC spokesperson and Shire Municipality Member of Parliament Ibrahim Semunyunganda held a consultative meeting with the scores of party leaders in Zambia, during which they resolved to push Amuriat and Mafabi out of the party. Semuju and Co claimed that Amuriat and Nandala were crafting a way to sell the FDC to the NRM. In the rebuttal, the accused duo held a press conference at the party's headquarters in Nanjanakumbi, during which they said the allegations were not true. They accused the Semuju faction of wanting to tear up the party into joining the National Unity Platform of Robert Sentamu Shagulai. Amuriat and Nandala are also accused of failing to implement key party decisions as were agreed by FDC National Executive Committee, headed by party chairman Ambassador Waiswa Birigwa. The committee intends to convene this Friday, July 28th, tomorrow, to resolve the rules of fate, regarding purported funds used in the 2021 general elections without passing through the party's accounts books. So that is what you need to know. And those are some of the issues that is trying to eat up the Forum for Democratic Change. So should we say that there is some, elusive arms in confusing the Forum for Democratic Change? What awaits 2026 in regards to elections in this country, Uganda? How many opposition political parties, genuine political parties, shall we have in 2026 as we look forward to have that election? These are some of the questions that should be lingering in the minds of Ugandans as we prepare to go for poll in 2026. 2026 is not far. It starts now with this issue that we register, and we continue to register with the opposition political parties that we do have right in our country. As I always say, it is your right and responsibility to take part in any political party that you want to belong to. It is your right. So, right of freedom of association is there for you, and so you can associate with any political party. But me, as Dennis Oringi, I do not belong to any political party because my work is to make sense, make people understand with what is happening in our country, politically, socially, and also economically. So, dear viewer, 12 minutes to the top of the hour is what you need to do right there. And so we wish Justice Forum Party President well in causing this negotiation and also reconciliation. It is important. The Catholics always have reconciliation mass that is always celebrated whenever there are issues in the leadership among the Christians, among the Catholics, and so I believe that the Forum for Democratic Change will also be able to have a reconciliation meeting to harmonize some of these issues so that they continue to remain strong. Uganda's coffee export volumes and value rise year on year in June. And so it's another thing that you need to know. Matembo Barracks murder trial date set for accused soldier. It's also another thing that you need to know, that Private John Tege, 29, is charged with one count of murdering his wife, Private Catherine Anderu, at the Marine Brigade headquarters at Watembo Barracks in Botiaba Sub-County in Bulisa district right there. And then charcoal firewood used not main cause of deforestation. This according to experts. And what are the causes? What are the causes of this deforestation that we are talking about here? Is burning wood to make charcoal and using firewood to cook the leading contributing factors to deforestation in Uganda? Is the question the experts are asking here. Now, some experts suggest otherwise. Michael Ibwe, is an energy officer from the Renewable Energy Department at the Ministry of Energy and Minerals Development. He weighed in on a policy dialogue Wednesday on the dangers of biomass use and adoption to renewable clean energy in Uganda. So he said many of the trees being cut down are by people on their private land, which he said is where the bigger portion of Uganda's forest exists as compared to government land. So he said the people to make charcoal and using firewood to cook, the leading contributors to deforestation that we do have here in our country, Uganda, right there for him. And so we continue to weigh in also. Other people might be having their own, understanding into the issues to do with cutting down of the trees in this country. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni arrives in St. Petersburg for Russia-Africa Summit is what you need to know right there for you. And so President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni finally has really arrived at Pulkovo International Airport in the city of St. Petersburg and was received by Russian Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Bogdan Mikhail Leonidovich and other senior government officials right there for you. And you have to know that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, a month ago was not able to take part in the, a travel that was made by some African leaders to go for, that is mediation between, that is the president of Russia and the president of Ukraine. And so this time around, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni felt it very, very important for him to really go to Russia. And so the two-day summit will get underway on Thursday, starting today, 27th July. Museveni arriving at the Pulkovo International Airport in the city of St. Petersburg and was received by the Russian Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Bogdan Mikhail Leonidovich and the other senior government officials. And so the Ugandan leader was accompanied by a delegation of ministers, members of parliament, and other senior government officials right there for you. And so among the people I'm seeing here, I can really see the Minister for Health, that is Dr. Ruth Jena Sheng. The Russian African Summit will be attended by scores of African heads of states and governments as well as representatives of African countries. Social, economic, and political players from the continent will also take part. And so during his stay in Russia, President Museveni will hold bilateral discussions with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, on matters of mutual interest between Uganda and Russia. Is also another thing that you need to know. And so we wish President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, together with the ministers and government officials from Uganda, well in the deliberations for the benefit of the wananchi we have here in our country, Uganda. And so may their stay in Russia cause a very big impact, economic impact to our country, Uganda. And that is our prayer, our citizens of this country, Uganda, right there. And so that is what you need to know in regards to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni getting in at St. Petersburg right there with you in Russia. Okay, all right, dear viewer, you have to know that on the international scene that I do have right here for you, that you need to know that the Biden son pleads not guilty on tax charges as that is as the deal moves on. And so another story on the international scene is Zing Zui's tomb that preserved her body for more than 2,000 years. And so the Zing Zui's tomb is an extraordinary archaeological find featuring an intricate design and an abundance of funerary objects right there for you. And so it's also another thing that you need to know in regards to museum. How many museums do we have in our country, Uganda? As a Westnile, do we have a museum that we can really use as our historical site that we can really refer to? And we tell our young people to go and understand some of the the traditional things that we do have. I think we challenge the Westnile leaders in regards to putting up a museum for that is Westnile. It is something that we need to look into seriously for us to really move on in as far as the traditional and casual development is really concerned right there for you. All right, dear viewer, you can also know that government itself in China in sports, you can also get that in the New Vision today. And government records that is a 489 billion surplus revenue for June 2023 is also another thing that you need to know. And then software to catch corrupt leaders is to be created right there. Software to catch corrupt leaders. Okay, this is one of the big stories that we have in the New Vision this morning. And so make sure that you get yourself a copy right there. And for those who can really get themselves an e-paper, it's also another thing that you need to know. Yeah, you are 5 minutes to the top of the hour of 9 a.m. right here on Westnile Television. Thank you very, very much for being with me from the time I started the show up to this particular time that I am signing out of the studio. Allow me to appreciate you very much for being with us up to this particular time. My name is Denis. Oringi Catch me again tomorrow for the Friday edition of the program, the KOKOLIRIKO Show, live on Westnile Television, where we discuss social, economic, and political issues that we have here in Westnile and also Uganda. And also diving into what we have in our neighboring countries and also what we have in Africa at large and also at the international scene for you, we continue to bring to you. So continue watching Westnile Television, continue following Westnile Television. For those who are always tuned to Westnile Television using Zuku satellite channel 0073, we do appreciate you very much. Don't touch your remote. Leave it right there on 073. That's the channel number on Zuku satellite. Meanwhile, for those who are catching us live from this Star Times satellite channel 477, we thank you also very much for loving Westnile Television and don't really move away. Keep it on 477 on Star Times satellite. Meanwhile, for those who are always tuned on YouTube and also Facebook, we thank you very much. Continue following Westnile Television, and also those who always follow updates from different social media platforms, the Twitter handle, the Facebook, and also not forgetting Westnile Television WhatsApp group. We thank you very much. Continue sharing the link with other people also so that the family can really grow. Let us continue growing as a family to develop the region and also to develop Uganda. In case you have any hot news in your area, don't hesitate to reach our newsroom using the contacts that are scrolling on your screen so that we get to know what is happening in your area. And the issues are properly covered for the rest of the people to get to understand. Yeah. Don't forget that exactly 7 p.m. we always bring for you news happening around and also out of this region, Westnile, with Christina Kumuringa at exactly 7 p.m. So other programs will be following suit immediately after here. So we shall be able to have a repeat of the program, and that is the Real Talk with the youth Lillian. And after that, other programs will be following suit. And do not forget that exactly the whistle time also come back to bring for you what is happening in the world of sports. Food Dribble Owen together with the lady Susie and also Benson. They will be doing analysis of what is happening in the world of sports. Do not forget that. And then also at 1 to 2, we always have the famous program, the Street Talk with MC Sarge. And always get glued to your screen and you follow every conversation that you take place. I am out of here. God bless you. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A brand new Global Star TV with StarTimes Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTimes antenna and satellite signal. With StarTimes Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTimes highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A very good evening to you, dear viewer, from wherever you are catching us from.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A very good evening to you, our dear viewer, tuning into that is Westnile Television. And of course, the program is Real Talk with me, your host, Lady Beats. And this is a program that comes away every single Saturdays. When it comes to Real Talk, we have a real discussion. That is, of course, what we are talking about right here. And with me, I have my guest, and the repeat of this very particular program returns every single Thursdays from 9 a.m. to that is 11 a.m. There is it. I am sitting in for Ayot Lillian, and of course she has been taken up for official duties. And like I did say, we have our guest, and the topic we'll be discussing is quite interesting. It's all about youth, and of course the women. When you talk about youth and women, we're talking about that is business perspective, how possibly they will come up with a very sustainable business, how they'll manage it, how they'll run it, is what we are talking about here. And more of this will be discussed with my guest. And of course, we have two ladies in the building. As you said, today is more of that is women's talk. I don't know how I choose to do it like that, but of course, you know, a voice of women matters, and that is what we'll be discussing right in the studios of Westnile Television. Your host still remains Ready Beats. It's exactly 14 minutes past that is 8 p.m. And without wasting time, allow me to start at my left-hand side to introduce my dear, beautiful, angelic guest in the studios. Hello, you're most welcome, and tell the viewers your name and what you do. You're most welcome.
Hello, Mabalo Priska, Beauty Peace, the AKA Beauty Peace.
Okay.
I have a business in Yofe, the salon.
Okay.
So I'm an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. That is a bundle of peace, a Priska for you. And of course, we normally call her Pretty Peace, an entrepreneur at the same time. Yes, I have a beautiful babe right next to me at my right hand side. Hello, introduce yourself to